Hello, hello, welcome everyone. My name is Sid. I'm here with John from Chatkit. Thank you
Hey
all for
guys.
joining our webinar today. How's everyone doing? Looks like we've got a few attendees in there already. So, um, if you are not familiar with this software, it's a webinar software that we're using to for this presentation today. There's a chat bar on the right-hand side. If you could just go in there and say hi. So I'm just gonna pop something over there. You can see that. If you can see us, if you can hear us, and if you can see our slides, jump in there, say hi. Hello, Kerry. Hello, Jason. How are you doing today? Shazzy says hello. All right.
Nice.
Lance, Jason, good morning. Um, yeah, thank you all for joining us. I'd love to hear a bit about you before we start. We're just going to chat for a couple of minutes here before we get on with our presentations. So just tell us a bit about your business, your e-commerce store, what it is you do or sell, and then if there's anything particular you're looking forward to in this webinar, and we could ad lib it and change things up if we need to as well. But this entire webinar will be recorded, and you'll get a recording if you have to leave early. But we suggest staying till the end because we do have some prizes for you. And then Jonathan and I will be presenting a lot of cool stuff during the webinar as well. So we are just a minute past the start. Why don't you guys just throw in some stuff about yourself, and then I guess Jonathan will probably kickstart it shortly.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks everybody for coming. Really excited to be doing this with you guys. Sid, thanks for bringing on Chatkit to present with Gorgias.
Yeah.
I think the topics that we're tackling today are so important. I think chat is really coming into its own as a marketing channel these days, and I think it's sort of time for everybody in marketing and in e-commerce specifically to start thinking about chat a little bit differently. So I think we got a lot to talk about today. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was actually reading some statistics earlier about how, like, just a lot of stores depend so heavily on regular Facebook ads and stuff, and the costs keep going up every year, and they spike up during Black Friday. And so this whole thing about us talking about chat marketing just in time for the Black Friday sales, hopefully that's helps you open up a new channel that's a lot more cost effective than your regular Facebook ads, and that will help you get a much better ROI on your ad spend and your marketing this Black Friday. Jason says we're an e-commerce beauty store. He also goes by Moss. Great to see you here, Moss.
How's it going, Moss?
We'd chatted via email previously. I remember when you had asked if you were registered for this particular webinar, and then I helped register you. So that's great. Glad to see you here. All right, cool. So why don't we get started? Looks like we've got a pretty full house today already, and we're 3 minutes in. Jonathan, do you want to kick things off?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to snap my camera off here so I don't get distracted by my own face.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to do. Here we go. Chat marketing, how to generate more sales on Black Friday. So quick introduction. I'm John Carlson. I'm Director of Marketing at Chatkit, alongside Sid here, who's heads up the marketing team at Gorgias. Again, really excited to be with everyone here today and to talk a little bit about not just Chatkit and Gorgias, but specifically how chat can help you generate more sales on Black Friday, during the holidays, and year-round. Sid, do you want to jump in and just chat a little bit about Gorgias first?
Yeah, just real quick about Gorgias. Gorgias is the top-rated help desk for Shopify and Shopify Plus stores. I know some of you are already using us here in the audience. Basically, we're an all-in-one customer service app and help desk. We allow you to manage your email, chat, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, everything from one place. And it's fully integrated with Shopify, so you can kind of like see all the Shopify data inside the help desk itself. You can change things, makes it really fast. And of course, we have the integration with Chatkit, which we will probably touch upon a little later. So the idea is just that Gorgias makes your customer support a lot faster and easier, allows you to respond to customers way faster than any other option.
Yeah,
John?
yeah. Awesome. And definitely looking forward to hearing more about Gorgias in the back half of this presentation. I know you have a lot of good stuff to share. Before we jump into all the tactical stuff around how to find Black Friday success, I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview, not just to who Chatkit is as a brand. That's probably not super interesting to you, but also why you should care about chat as a marketing channel in general, right? Why should you pay attention to us? But very high level introduction to Chatkit. So we're a full funnel marketing solution that's built specifically for e-commerce. And we allow brands to connect with consumers through chat channels like Facebook Messenger, as well as SMS. And what makes this a little bit different from a lot of chat solutions that you might see out there that are focused more on on-site live chat support or very simple chatbot building, is that we're really focused on driving high impact outcomes at every stage of the buyer journey from a really strategic point of view, all the way from awareness to conversion to retention. And I'll chat a little bit more about specifically how we help brands do that throughout this presentation. But in a nutshell, that's who we are. That's our goal. But like I said, the major question here is why chat? Why do you care? And I think as marketers, we all kind of have to agree that what used to work for us, it doesn't, or at least it's not as impactful as it used to be. If you're like me, you're looking at email and you're seeing open rates go down year over year. You're seeing click rates go down. People who are opted into your emails aren't getting your messages because they're going to spam, even though they're opted in. It's not as effective a channel as it used to be. Inboxes are getting overcrowded, and your message is getting diluted because of it. It's not to say that chat isn't still, or that email rather, isn't still valuable, but it's definitely losing some effectiveness there. Same thing can be said for digital advertising. Like Sid was just saying. Those results are definitely on the decline. If you're in tune with the industry at all, you know that there are huge issues with viewability, with ad fraud, and the rise of ad blockers. 90% increase in ad blockers over the past year. It's huge. And I think that's the most telling thing, right? Is that consumers are raising their hands and saying, we don't want to hear from brands in this way anymore. You're not generating the results that you need from consumers through these traditional channels. So it's an indicator that people are craving more personalized marketing and advertising experiences. And we think at Chatkit that chat is the channel where you can capture the attention of the people that you're missing out on via channels like email and digital advertising. Moving on to the next slide. This is just a pretty telling stat about chat. 85% of consumer time on mobile is spent within chat apps. So that your target audience is very likely on chat somewhere. It's just a matter of finding them and messaging them and engaging them in the right way. But to date, very few brands have really figured out how to do that through chat. So that's part of what we're here to help you do. But the cool thing is that the brands that are messaging people and the people who are receiving those messages, they're listening to brands. You can see here, chat generates 85% open rates, 40% engagement rates, 10% conversion rates. And you can see here on the slide how that compares with channels like email and advertising. It's really no contest. So we know that chat is effective as a marketing channel. We know that people are on chat. So the question is, how do you tap into that? And that's what we're going to talk about right now, specifically in the context of Black Friday. So I've just put together 3 really simple steps that you can take to start to achieve Black Friday and holiday marketing success through chat. And step 1 is pretty fundamental. It's build your following, build your audience. Unfortunately, there is no magic wand that you can wave to magically populate your chat channel with qualified audience members, right? The beautiful thing about chat is that it is an opt-in channel, meaning that the people there want to hear from you. They want to hear what your offers are. They want to engage with you because they've raised their hands to opt into that channel. But that also means that you've got to put in the legwork to get those people to opt in. And you can do this in a number of ways. At Chatkit, we have what we call conversation starters. And that can include things like a banner on your website, a checkbox on your website, a button that people can click to say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in hearing from you via Facebook Messenger, for example. But the other cool way that you can get people to opt in are through channels like Facebook ads that lead people to Messenger, or as you'll see in the slide here, an Instagram story. You can create a custom story. You can have people swipe up to start a conversation. And what's really nice about these types of options are that they allow you to align your visual marketing and your marketing copy to the experience that users will have within your chat experience. So that's going to create one cohesive customer experience. So in the case of Black Friday, you can ensure that your ad or story specifically references the benefits that people will get from your brand this holiday season or this Black Friday. And then you can prompt those folks to continue that conversation in chat. So in this time when customer experience is so important, creating this really streamlined, linear, natural progression of getting people to opt into your audience is really important. So once you've done that, once you've got people to talk to, it's then a matter of turning those conversations into conversions. As I mentioned, chat can be used throughout the entire customer journey, including awareness and engagement and all that jazz. But since we're talking about Black Friday, let's talk about driving people to sales, right? So, once you have people in your audience, it's easy enough to create a conversation that just throws out a discount code or a special deal. And that can be effective, just trying to drive people to a sale as quickly as possible. But what I would recommend, and what I think makes chat so unique, is the ability to gather data about your audience in real time. And then to use that data to deliver custom personalized offers to your audience. And that's going to increase your conversion rate. So as you can see in this example here, this brand isn't just promoting a single pair of jeans. They're asking consumers about their jean preferences. What style do they like, et cetera. And then at the end of this flow, what you would see is the ability to deliver a very tailored, personalized offer for a specific pair of jeans that is given to an individual because they answered questions in a certain way. So when a customer sees that their input has an impact on what the offer is, they're much more likely to convert. So that's a really interesting way of using chat that I think people need to be aware of. And you should also keep in mind that when you gather this kind of data in a conversation, it's not just useful for the immediate future where you can drive people to a sale right now, but you can also use this data, collect it, and use it down the road, say in a month or 6 months or in a year, and use it to better personalize and tailor those future offers as well. So this tactic ensures that you get both a short and a long-term gain. That's going to be really valuable for you.
Yeah, I really love this idea of using conversations as a way to market to your customers versus the kind of like when you mentioned the emails and the Facebook ads. Is one reason people are blocking them, or the open rates and click-through rates are going down on email, is because you're just blasting them with generic offers. Whereas with a chat conversation, you're kind of like understanding what exactly they really prefer and then offering them that specific product.
Yeah, exactly. And again, first-party data is such a hot topic right now. Getting away from third-party data sources and really having declared customer information that's volunteered by the individual, that's so important right now, and chat directly plays into that. So that's a really exciting thing that we're seeing, and I think that this type of marketing is going to explode even in the next year.
Yeah, Jason just asked a question. Are you saying we can use this chat feature as a way to collect data in the form of a questionnaire?
Yeah, for sure. Call it a questionnaire, call it a quiz. As long as these people are opted into your chat conversation, you can ask them whatever questions you want and use that data however you see fit. So it's a huge benefit to not just our tool, but to chat marketing in general.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, you can use this data even beyond Black Friday for future campaigns, right? So you can like segment your audience, or you can specifically promote a certain product based on that data.
Yeah. And I would really say that as a rule of thumb for everything we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Of course, the holidays are super important, and that's what we're focusing on today. But you should be taking these tactics and applying them throughout the year. Chat should be used year round. It should be used to nurture your customers, even when you're not selling directly to them, or when your main goal isn't to generate Black Friday sales, right? It's really important to keep that engagement rate up throughout the course of every year. All right, so step number 3 here is probably one that will be familiar to a lot of you, but it's don't let customers abandon you. And the moral of the story is that no matter how many people you drive to a shopping cart, it's inevitable that many of them are going to end up abandoning their purchases. right? The average shopping cart abandonment rate is 70%, and that in some cases that's a conservative estimate, which that's huge. And if you look it up, that it equals $7 trillion in lost revenue, and that sounds like a made-up number, right? It sounds like laughable, but because it's so big. But it just tells you how much revenue is left on the table because people aren't going all the way through your shopping experience. So at a time of year like Black Friday, when every single sale counts, and when many brands are relying on Black Friday sales to generate a huge portion or a huge percentage of their revenue for the entire year, it's critical that you're retargeting cart abandoners to try to recover some of that revenue. And my guess is that a lot of you are already doing that through email. But given the high engagement rates that we're seeing through chat that we've already talked about today, it's kind of a no-brainer to incorporate cart abandonment retargeting into your chat marketing strategy as well. And what you'll see here on the screen is really just the start of it. But what we're able to do is to deliver a message on somebody's lock screen on their phone saying, hey, we noticed that you left something in your cart. Click in here to chat with us and learn more. This will take you immediately into the chat conversation where you'll have the ability to deliver whatever message you want. It could be as simple as, hey, go back to your cart and finish checking out. At this time of year when discounts are a real incentive, you could also do something a bit more creative, like saying, hey, we noticed that you abandoned your cart. Use this discount code at checkout to save an additional 20%, and use that to kind of grease the skids and reduce friction as people complete their sales. So no matter what you do, cart abandonment retargeting is incredibly important. And when you combine it with building really engaged audiences, generating compelling and creative offers designed to drive directly to purchase, these three things combined will help you make the most out of the Black Friday and holiday season with chat. And as I referenced before, it'll set you up for future success as well. So this is really just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm happy to dig in more with you guys, either on this call or certainly you can chat with us afterwards to talk more about how chat can affect your business specifically. But rather than keeping talking your ear off, I'm going to pass it back over to Sid, and he's going to talk about Gorgias' solution and how it can help you manage the influx of customer requests that you're likely to get during the holiday shopping season.
Awesome. Thanks, John. Just before we get into that stuff, I noticed a few more people joined the webinar. So if you just joined us, you kind of missed a bit of what John said. So maybe, John, could you quickly recap the 3 tips that you had? And those who joined us just now, just jump in the chat box over there and say hi. Another thing is we have Natalie asking us a question as well. So if you could elaborate on some tips you would recommend to build your customer list and your recipient list inside your chat marketing.
Yeah. Awesome. And Natalie, good question. I think that'll go into the recap a bit here in terms of how you build your audience. But like I said, there are so many different ways that you can do it. You can either just sort of bake opt-in messaging into your website. You can do pop-ups on site. You can send people custom web links. You can put banners on your site, or when they start to go through the checkout process, you can have them click a box that says, "Hey, I want to learn more. I want to engage with you via chat." And then, like I said, you can use Instagram ads and Instagram stories and Facebook ads to drive people directly into conversations as well. So you can really get as creative with it as you want. You can shoot out emails to your lists with links that direct people into chat if that's something that you're looking to do. Really, the possibilities are extensive. And again, I think if you had more specific questions about your own audience, we'd be happy to chat about that as well after this is over. So that's how you build your following. Step 2 was turning those conversations into conversions, not just by saying things like buy now, but by learning more about your customers, asking them questions about their product preferences, and then using those preferences to deliver custom personalized product recommendations that they'll be more likely to convert on. And then step 3 was don't let customers abandon you. Implement a shopping cart abandonment retargeting policy and campaign strategy to make sure that you're not leaving revenue on the table.
Awesome. And I think this particular one is something that everyone can implement today in time for Black Friday, right? Because, let's say you're already going to get a bunch of customers and a lot of people shopping on your website during Black Friday, having this cart abandonment solution set up would help you increase the amount of revenue you generate.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. So, you mentioned, John, you mentioned these conversations over here, right? Turning the conversations to conversions. Now, when you're doing this kind of stuff at scale, right, you need a way to handle that as well. And so Jason was asking, is Chatkit the most compatible with Gorgias? And yes, it's actually really simple and easy to integrate the two. When you're in Gorgias, if you're using the Gorgias help desk platform, you can go to the integrations and you select Messenger as an integration, right? Now, anything that's coming in through a Chatkit Messenger conversation will automatically get pushed into Gorgias if you just switch that integration on. And of course, we can help you set that up if you have any more questions or particular technicalities with that. But the point, what I'm going to be talking about now is how do you manage all these conversations that come in at scale, right? It's easy for one person to do it manually with 10 customers, but if you have hundreds, thousands of customers, how do you manage that, right? So what I'm going to talk about is large campaigns is going to generate more conversations, and hopefully you guys, all of you here, have large campaigns happening during the holidays, especially when you have a lot more customers coming and trying to shop. And turning those conversations into conversions really quickly, like John mentioned. So you don't just have the chat conversations, right? That you also have your phone calls, you have your website chat, you have your social media, you have your email. So the Chatkit chats are one piece of all the other customer support that you have to do. So how do you manage all of this together? The problem is if you don't manage it fast enough, or if you have slow support, you miss certain conversations, you're going to lose customers. Studies have shown that after one negative experience, 51% of customers will never do business with your store again. They won't purchase again, right? If they have a poor experience, they're more likely to tell their friends than if they had a good experience. So not only are you losing customers if you don't answer their chat conversations fast enough or their emails or whatever else, they're also going to tell their friends, and those friends are not going to come and shop at your store. And more than half of Americans have actually scrapped a planned purchase because of bad service. So they have added a product to cart, they have tried to check out, and they've asked a question, and then you haven't responded fast enough, and they've scrapped it because of that, right? So how slow is slow support? These are expected response times per channel, which means this is what your customer expects from you in terms of response rate. For email and online forums, they expect you to respond to their question in the same day. For Facebook and Instagram comments, they expect a response within 2 hours. For phone calls, they expect you to pick up the phone and answer them within 2 minutes. And for chat, Messenger, they expect an answer in less than 20 seconds, right? Now, question to all of you who have tried any of these support channels, have you ever, come across customers who became irate because you haven't answered them in the same day or a few days later? Have you seen customers leave your chat because you haven't got back to them in less than 20 seconds? Those are potential sales that you're losing out because you're not answering them fast enough. So putting two and two together, if you don't respond to your conversations in less than a minute, you probably lose a sale. And worse, they may even go to your competitors and try to shop there instead. So what we want to do is solve for faster response times. How do we respond faster to our customers, not just from the messenger conversations that we're generating with our Chatkit campaigns, but also from the other customer support channels that customers are reaching us on, especially during high volume periods like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So I'm going to give you a few tips. Tip 1, track your response time, because what gets measured gets managed. So I'm not sure if you're doing this already. If you are, let me know in the chat. But simple thing is to track how fast you respond to a customer for the first time. That's called the first response time. So if I send you a message today asking if you deliver to Canada, and you respond within 10 seconds and say, hey, let me know which city specifically, that's your first response time. However, we haven't solved the solution yet. We haven't solved the request yet. Your resolution time is how long it takes from the time the customer first sends you a message to when you actually close that ticket and the customer is happy with the resolution. So measuring your first response time and your resolution time will help you set a benchmark, and then you can set goals for your team. And you can say, hey, this Black Friday, we want to try and get our first response time down to less than 5 minutes. All right, set that as a goal. motivate the team to move towards that. So this screenshot here is from inside Gorgias, where you have all the data in the statistics panel. So it's really easy for you to measure this because it's automatically getting measured. And then you can see, as you can see, the green arrows and the red arrows show you how that number trends over time. So if you're doing better, it's a green arrow, right? Your response time is reduced 25%, which is a good thing. The second tip is to collect all your conversations into one view. Again, this is a screenshot from inside the Gorgias help desk. And basically it shows on the left-hand side, I have my chats that are coming in from Chatkit on the top left. And then I have the other channels in under the views section. So email, Facebook chat, Messenger, Instagram. And then on the right-hand side, I'm seeing all the conversations in one flow. So it's easy for me as a customer support agent to manage all these conversations from one central location versus having to check Facebook, having to check Instagram, having to check Messenger, having to check all the other channels separately.
Yeah,
makes it a lot faster.
Sid, just jumping in. I mean, this is so great, and from our perspective, having this hybrid of automated and live chat is so important. All of the flows that we looked at that you can create in Chatkit, all of that is awesome because it is automated. You build out the flows. It can intelligently figure out which message to serve when, and obviously that helps cutting down on response time since you don't need a human to do it. But especially at this time of year, like there's no question your team is going to get flooded with customer inquiries that require more specialization, need a person on the other end of the line, and like being able to see everything in this consolidated, really streamlined view is super helpful.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, responding to customers expect you to respond a lot faster in chat than in, say, email, which is why, as you can see over here, there's a separate section for the chats so that you could sort of prioritize them and respond to those customers faster. The next tip is to use variables in your responses. So, for example, if someone's asking you in a chat conversation, where's my order? Instead of you having to figure out who this person is, then go log into Shopify, find this person's data in Shopify, figure out the order status, copy all of that, come back into Gorgias, and then paste it into your response, which will take a lot of time, you can use variables. And so this is an example of how Gorgias uses variables inside the response. So all you have to do is type in last order number, and it will automatically pull the order number from Shopify, and you will insert it into your response. So instead of actually knowing what the number is and the address is, you just use the variables and you hit send, and it's a lot faster. You can do this in less than 10 seconds versus the 30 plus seconds it takes for you to check Shopify, find the information, and come back in. So using variables allows you to speed it up maybe 2-3 times as much faster than responding manually that you may be doing right now. Tip number 4 is to pull customer data into your help desk. Now, again, let's say a customer is messaging you through your Chatkit conversations, and they ask you something that's not part of the Chatkit automated flow. You want to know more information about this customer, and instead of having to ask the customer to tell them something that you already should know, you should pull that customer data into your help desk. So this is another example of when you're responding to a customer in Gorgias, you have all of that customer's information on the right-hand side. So I can quickly see who this person is, their email and phone number, and how many orders they've made with us in the past, and what the most recent order is. So this is really cool because then I don't have to ask this customer questions and irritate them. I can give them the answer they're looking for right away by just glancing at all the information right there on the right-hand side. So I can see, for example, that Thomas here has made 68 orders with us in the past. This person is really an important customer. And so it allows me to prioritize this customer, respond quicker, and hopefully, resolve the ticket in a lot faster time. And so the final tip is to create macros for the most common Black Friday questions. Again, this is something that you can set up really quickly because we've already created a lot of these macros in Gorgias. So you could just enable those for your help desk if you're using Gorgias. And what we've done is we've studied some of the most popular holiday questions that come in during Black Friday. And the most popular one is, what is the status of my order? It just happens that people want to, they want to get their products in quicker because of the holiday shopping. They're trying to get their presents in before Christmas and so on. Then this next is I want to return my order. Third is applying a promo code, for example, a Black Friday promo code, and followed by editing the order and canceling the order. So these are the most popular questions coming in. And what you can do is you can create a macro, which is an automated way of responding to these questions. So Gorgias basically detects these questions. And so if it says return my order, it'll detect that this person wants to return the order, and it will automatically send back a response which you can customize based on returning the order. Same thing for a promo code. If they detect a promo code in the email or the chat, Gorgias will automatically reply back with the right promo code, and the ticket is answered automatically. So you can create these macros, and you can set it up not just for these, but of course for any other question, and you have those answers going back to your customers a lot faster than if a human was doing it. Now, of course, if you don't want to use automation, you don't have to. You can have the macros created, and then the human can sort of review it before sending it back. But it's still a lot faster than a human typing out the entire message or response based on these questions. And that's it. So those are the 5 tips. First, measure your productivity and your response times so that you can manage it better. Collect all your conversations into one view. Use variables in your responses. Create macros as well so that you can respond a lot faster, and pull all the customer data into your help desk so that you can see the data right there and respond accurately to your customer. That is it. That's all we have for you today. We had Jonathan talk about chat campaigns and setting those up. And then we covered how to respond to these chat campaigns, especially during high volume and time sensitive periods like Black Friday. Any questions? John, do you want to talk about the special offer from Chatkit here?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks everybody for being on the line. I hope you found this to be informative. Again, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can just go through our website, fill out the contact form, and we can definitely chat more with you about how we can help. But yeah, our special offer for all the folks who signed up today. We're offering a free month on Chatkit. Sign up at the link here provided, chatkit.com/sign up. That'll get you into the platform. You can poke around, see how it all works. If you like what you see, let us know, and we'll hop on the line with you and help you figure out how to best use Chatkit for your brand. I'd say that's kind of our magic sauce, right? It's our technology is awesome. I think we've built a really robust platform, but we've got the people on hand to really help you understand how chat marketing can fit your business. So if you do sign up, I really encourage you to hit us up. Talk to us. We're more than happy to provide our guidance and expertise on this. So really hope to see everybody in the Chatkit platform.
Yeah, and we also have a free month on Gorgias if you aren't a customer already. So if you want to sign up as a new customer, you will get your second month for free. So you create an account at gorgias.io, and then you message us in there and you say, hey, you were on the webinar today with Chatkit, and then we will be able to credit your second month for free. So free month on Gorgias, free month on Chatkit. Hopefully you'll be able to use some of the suggestions and the strategies that we've shown you over here, setting up those chat campaigns, especially the abandoned cart campaign, and then setting up some automations in Gorgias to handle some of the questions that might be coming in. And that will help you overall have a much better Black Friday this year. Yeah. Jason asked him, awesome. Are we going to get a webinar sent to us? Yes, you will be receiving a copy of the recording. This whole webinar has been recorded, so we'll send you the recording as well. If you want a copy of the slideshow, I guess we can email that to you too. If you have any questions, of course, you can always ask Jonathan or me. John, do you have an email that we can share with them where they can contact you on?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just reach out to me directly at jonathan@chatkit.com.
All right. So Jonathan Chatkit and me, I sit at gorgias.io. Always happy to help share this and more strategies with you. So if you're looking to do a lot, scale up your Black Friday this year, both John and I can help with that.
Yeah, anytime. Sid, thanks again. This has been a real pleasure, and thanks again to everybody who's been on the line today. Really good stuff. I appreciate it.
Thank you all. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always email us. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
All right. Thanks, guys.